Welcome to the next lesson in gas laws. Today we will look at the combined and ideal gas law, as well as do many practice problems and prepare you to take your Schoology quiz and do some of the practice problems on your own. The goal for today is that at the end of the day, you can solve any of the combined and ideal gas law problems. First, let's go over the combined gas law. You might want to follow along by putting these notes into your note catcher for the combined gas law. If you're a big Lord of the Rings fan, I would say this is the one law to rule them all. The combined gas law takes the other three laws and combines it all into one easy equation where you have all three variables for the initial conditions and all three variables for the final conditions. So by now you already know that P stands for pressure, so this is your initial pressure. This is your initial volume and your initial temp. And you also know this is your final volume, and your final temp. For pressure, there's many types of units, way more than what we're going to talk about in class today, but we will focus mainly on ATM, atmospheres, kPa, kilopascals, or millimeters of mercury. And you might be familiar with other units of pressure like PSI or pounds per square inch, but we are not going to focus on those. Units for volume are typically in milliliters or liters, and all of these equations work best when they're in liters. But if you know the milliliters, you can easily convert it into liters. In addition, there's a couple units for temperature. We're not using the Fahrenheit scale. You could either use degrees Celsius or Kelvin. And notice that Kelvin doesn't have a degrees Kelvin. But when we do these calculations, the temperature has to be in Kelvin because if you have a negative temperature, that might leave you to negative pressure, and that doesn't really make sense. So we just followed that simple conversion where temperature equals your Celsius plus 273, and that converts it into Kelvin. So that's all you have to do to convert it into Kelvin.